XLOOKUP requires these three inputs to work: the lookup value, the lookup array, and the return array. And in this example, you want to look up this product ID and return its price. And so to start, I'm going to type $XLOOKUP. I'm going to press tab to autocomplete the formula. And the first input is the lookup value, and in this case, it's this product ID. So I'm going to arrow key up to cell C3, and you can see that that populates the cell into the formula. I'm going to press comma, and the next input is the lookup array. And this is the range of cells where you're going to search for the lookup value. And in this case, it's these cells in column G. And the last required input for XLOOKUP is the return array. And this is the range of cells that contain the return value. So in this case, we want to know price, so I'm going to highlight these cells here in column I. And I'm going to close parentheses and press enter. And Excel searches for the cold brew product ID in column G. And when it finds that product ID, it returns the corresponding value in the return array. In this case, $26 for cold brew coffee equipment. And we've only scratched the surface of what XLOOKUP can do. So stick around for this entire XLOOKUP tutorial from How To Analyst. And make sure to click thumbs up if you're enjoying this video. Thank you so much. And with XLOOKUP, it does not matter where the return array is in relation to the lookup array. If you've used VLOOKUP, you know that the return value has to be to the right of the lookup value. And that's just not the case with XLOOKUP. If you want to know all the differences between XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, I have an entire video on the topic, which I'll link to on the screen. And also, unlike VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP can return multiple values. And let's take a look at an example. So I'm going to type $XLOOKUP, and the lookup value is this name right here. And the lookup array are these products in column H. And this time the return array is going to be across cells E, F, and G. And when I close parentheses and click enter, you see that XLOOKUP actually returns a spill error. And the spill error occurs when the spilled range for a spilled formula isn't blank. And Excel highlights the spill range for the XLOOKUP, and you can see that our data here interferes with it. And so to get rid of this error, just add a couple columns for the spill range to populate. And the error is removed. And the XLOOKUP returns multiple items, the product ID, price, and category for this product name, and does so even though the lookup array is to the right of the return array. And XLOOKUP can work in many directions, even with horizontally arranged data. So in this example, we've already selected cell C4 as the lookup value, and we want to return the revenue associated with that period in this horizontally arranged data set. And with XLOOKUP, you can select this horizontal range as the lookup array, and the return array is this range of revenue below it. And when we close parentheses and press enter, XLOOKUP returns the revenue for this period. In this example, we're looking up this product ID, and it's not in the data. So when I close parentheses and press enter, XLOOKUP returns a £NA. But XLOOKUP has a really cool optional input called if not found. And in this argument, you can enter a value that XLOOKUP will return instead of £NA. So let's say we want to return missing ID instead of £NA. So I'm going to type missing ID in quotes in the if not found section of the XLOOKUP. And now when I press enter, XLOOKUP returns a missing ID instead of £NA. Next, XLOOKUP has another optional input called match mode. And the match mode has implications on the value that the XLOOKUP returns. And we'll illustrate this with an example. Here's a table outlining the sales team's bonus payouts. And we want to enter the sales for a given quarter to determine the percentage payout. So I'm going to say $XLOOKUP. The lookup value is this sales figure here. The lookup array is this range of sales here. And the return array is this rebate here. With a match mode of -1, XLOOKUP doesn't find the exact value. The formula will return the next smallest item. So when I close parentheses and press enter, XLOOKUP returns the 85% payout percentage. And when you update the match type to 1, XLOOKUP returns the next largest item if it doesn't find the exact value. In this case, a 90% payout. And if you don't specify the match mode, Excel defaults to 0, which means an exact match, and where Excel returns a £NA if the value isn't found. There's also a match type of 2, which enables a wildcard lookup. And lastly, XLOOKUP has another new optional input called search mode. And this allows XLOOKUP to return items in different orders. And here's a list of the top selling SKUs at various retailers. And in this example, the lookup value is going to be Amazon. The lookup array is going to be column H. And the return array is going to be column J. And when we include a search mode of -1, XLOOKUP returns the last product name for the instance of Amazon in the list. And when we update to a search mode of 1, then XLOOKUP returns the first item. And there are two more inputs for search mode 2 and -2, which have to do with binary search. And that can help you speed up your lookup if you have a lot of data sorted in ascending order, but it's a rare case, and we're not going to cover that in this video. And we're going to wrap up with a nested XLOOKUP to identify the least expensive item in this list. So we'll start with $XLOOKUP, and the lookup value is actually going to be the min formula of column I. And that's going to return the minimum price in column I, which will serve as the lookup value in our XLOOKUP. So I'm going to close parentheses, and the lookup array will again be price, because we're looking up the minimum price in this range of prices. And the return array is going to be the product name. And when you click enter, you see that the formula has returned filter, which is indeed the least expensive item on this list. And if we go over here to the source data and delete filter, you see that the XLOOKUP updates to the new least expensive item in the list. As a reminder, you can have an exact copy of the spreadsheet we just reviewed for you to practice. Just check out the link in the description. The best way for you to help me out is to leave a comment and let me know what else can I help you with. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.